Okay, progress. Got most of the bed done. I do have a couple little pieces here. I gotta do those cross members. I got the bottom panel I still need to do. Did the tailgates. I'm gonna blast this portion right here, and then that'll be done. And then I have this one panel left. Besides, obviously that one there. But man, this sucks. I hate doing this stuff. But got a long way to go, and already done a lot. Got a lot of pitting. I'm sure this fiberglass will work fine. I don't really have any through holes anymore, other than the ones that I had before that I already fixed. Obviously, at some point the wheels got loose and rubbed, or somebody put giant wheels on it. But yeah, looks pretty good so far. Okay, here's the truck bed in epoxy primer, and I'm not a fan of this particular brand. It is an Eastwood low VOC. You know, I had a quart size of it, and it smells terrible. You know, it's I don't know, tacky right now, but it's horrible. It left like bubbles everywhere. It ran. It just made a mess. I'm not a fan. I want to go back to my Transtar. I'm sure everybody else has a particular brand that they like. But, alright, so look at the little dent I got. Falls around right there, too. Gotta work on that. Got a couple dents here and there. Overall, condition is not horrible. I do have a lot of pitting over in that area where the spare tire rack holds. Anyway, I got one side of the tailgate. Put in epoxy. Those things right there are the door pocket holder. I don't know what they call them. A door pocket plate, I guess. So I got those, and yeah. So I'm gonna let this sit overnight. Pretty sure that's the last time I'm gonna be using that that pop blaster I have. I'm gonna get rid of that thing as soon as possible. The other pieces that I do need to sandblast are small. I could put them in the one at work, in the booth, or I'm just going to go pay somebody to do those long runners, or I'm just going to get a flap disc and just go to town on them. I am done with that dang thing. It is horrible. I'm not doing it again. Mark my words, I'm done. Alright, everything's dry now. It's been sitting out here all day long, and the pieces that were kind of still tacky have dried up. So I've been thinking about this. I had to drive up the hour to go get some more epoxy because I really don't like this stuff. So I went all the way up there, but on my drive I was sitting there thinking, oh yeah, I remember I got these bolts in that bolt kit, and it came for the front sill. There are bolts that go up there, but mine are riveted in. And then I was also thinking about back here. So there's 2 spot welds right there, 2 right there on the other side too. Same with this. If I pop those free and then throw some bolts in there, I guess it would be a little easier to handle this, especially when I gotta go paint, because and do some banging away on this. I don't really have a whole lot of room, and if I take it apart right now and put it up in the upper attic, well, good. It's out of the weather, and it's protected. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop them free, pop those rivets free, take the pieces up and put them in the upper stairs. Turns out if you use a titanium drill bit, it was a lot easier than you'd expect. There's a couple spot welds on those, and then the big screws that were hanging here, I actually had to grind them down and then drill right through them in order to get them free, but the rest of it, pretty easy. Alright, it's Monday evening, about 6:30 in the evening, and I put one coat of red on my doors. I spent forever trying to take these things up so that I would have access to the underside here as much as possible. So far so good. Putting a sealer coat on there first actually made a huge difference. It doesn't go on as watery. Also, I got different paint too. I mean, it's the same base coat as before, but it's a different can and it looks a lot better. I mean, I use fine line tape. I don't know if this will focus. I use fine line tape, then I put yellow tape, then I put paper and everything else on it. I probably went overboard, but yeah, I did a little at a time. I'm going to come back here in about 10 minutes and do another coat. Then I'll take everything off and put on gray on the door jamb alone. I'm not going to I didn't spray a whole lot in here, only because I'm painting this gray. So I'm gonna put a vinyl door panel on here anyway, but it's until I get that done, I'd like to have it painted properly. So far so good. I'm sorry it's really dark right back here, but that's what I got. So one more coat of this, and I'll let it sit. I'm using a fast reducer this time. All right, I'm impressed. It looks pretty good, so I'm gonna let it sit for a little longer, and then I'll hit it again. Okay, here's my 20-mile-an-hour paint job. It looks perfect from 20 miles away, but yeah, actually I'm pretty pleased with what I've done. I started obviously with the red because it was more transparent the last time, and I was a little worried about it, so I did red this time, and then I put gray down. Biggest issues that I'd found with the gray was right here. There's a tiny little blow by, and then on my tape off, you know, I didn't do a great job because it did this. So, but whatever. It looks pretty fantastic for a first time. I've never done this before in my life. I'm very pleased with it. So, so hard to focus. Anyway, yeah, this is 2 coats of red, 2 coats of gray, and I'm about ready to go put clear on after I water down the floor again. It's dark over here, I know, but I got a little, like a dry spot, you know, it's a little rough right there, but what am I gonna do? I can't do anything about it tonight. I gotta go to work tomorrow, so early actually, so I'm well past my bedtime right now, but I'm gonna put clear on it, and then I'll show you what that looks like before I hit the bed. Alright. Alright, I'm covering a huge run. Actually, I'm very, very pleased with how this has turned out, despite that gigantic run that's in there, and the several that are all throughout. It really all is about gun placement and how I'm handling it, and I just gotta work on it. Up close and personal here, it is smooth a lot of places. I mean, I got a little bit of dirt here and there, like right there, kind of in that light reflection, right there. But man, it looks good. It looks real good. I don't know what it is. I did use the obviously the epoxy as a sealer this time. I've reduced it down a little bit, like it says on the carton, and that red went on phenomenal. So I gotta work on sanding runs out, which I'm okay with, and you know, just I'm gonna let it dry obviously for a day or two, because I got a lot of work to do at work, and I can't get back to doing this side of the door until obviously the other side is nice and dry. I don't want to put any runs in it or any blemishes. So again, super nice in a lot of places, so it's going to make wet sanding this so much easier. I know it's really dark over here. This one does not have as many runs. I mean, there's a few right in here, and then a big one right in there, but and a lot of that is too because it's dark over here and it's hard to see. But I'm going to get up close here, and just the transition line looks great, as you see a giant run there. Like I said, 20-mile-an-hour paint job. It looks great from 20 miles an hour driving by, but obviously every time I get to a hole, I get a run, so I'm going to have to really work on that for later on. But yeah, next will be the exterior part of the door and a couple other things. So alright, I'm going to cut it for the evening because it's already 12:30 in the morning on Tuesday, and I started this project around 3 o'clock on Monday.